This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Star Wars The Black Series, Djarin and Grogu 2-pack. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figures are showcased in larger scale Black Series window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see a really cool image of both characters as well as a short bio. So with the box out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off with Djarin here. I absolutely love the Mandalorian, like I'm sure a lot of you do. And I can see this being a pass for a lot of people, but if you're like me, you're kind of a completist, and I'm trying to get all the Mando figures, like Boba Fett. I know he's not a Mando, calm down. But, you know, Jango Fett, all those Mandalorian-type characters who wear Mandalorian armor. I'm trying to collect every figure and every variant, so I had to have this one. So I think the figure looks great. The sculpt is all fantastic. I absolutely love what Hasbro's been doing with these sculpts of these, and the paint looks very clean. I really love that helmet, man. Just that really nice, like almost like gunmetal silver. I think it looks really good. They did a fantastic job as bandolier. All the like silver bullets and things like that, and buckles and all that stuff. I love the little Mudhorn logo on the pauldron, looks really good. Very cool looking figure, man. Really like this. I love the little wear and tear on like the armor bits, even though I'm pretty sure that's the wrong leg armor, right? I'm pretty sure it should be a different style, but that looks really good too. Yeah, so I love the paint on this. Just looks really, really nice. Cool looking figure. Look at the texture on the cape. Looks really nice. The back of the armor looks good. Love this, man. Yeah, so very cool looking figure. Now, again, why I say this could be a pass for a lot of people, if you have this version right here, which is the one that doesn't have his unhelmeted head, they're basically the same figure. The paint is not really any different. The shade of the capes might be slightly different, but it's nothing too crazy noticeable. And then same thing with kind of like the bodysuits. The bodysuits might be a little bit of a different color, but it's very little. It's very unnoticeable unless you're holding them really close to your eyes and you can see. But for the most part, they're the exact same figure with the exception of the unhelmeted head sculpt on this newer one. But they both still look really good. So if you already have this one, I can understand why you might not need this one. Now, we're going to go ahead and remove his helmet here. And so we can see, I know this is totally against his Mandalorian code here, because he is a child of the Watch, apparently. And reveal his face right here, which we're not supposed to see. So turn away, because you are not supposed to look upon his Mandalorian face. And I think this looks decent. I know some people are saying he looks way too fat. And it just does not look like him. I completely disagree in the sense that I think it looks pretty good. Is it perfect? By no means. But it could have been better. But I don't think it's like the worst head sculpt we've ever seen. I've seen a lot of worse actor face sculpts from other figures. This is not as terrible as I've seen, but I get it. If you don't like it, totally understandable. We're all going to have our own opinions. But mine is, it's not that bad. I think it still looks pretty decent. It looks enough like the actor. So I think it's really cool. The hair looks really nice. The printing of the face paint in the eyes, his like a little faded mustache and things like that, the glossiness of the lips, all looks pretty good. I can see why some people think it looks a little fat. I understand probably the cheekbones towards the bottom could have been brought in just a tiny bit. But it's not terrible. I really don't think it's that bad as people are making it out to be. And in some angles, it does look better than others. Like right there, I think it's a really good angle. You know, right there, that's a really good angle. So I don't know. It's really up to you. And we can just go ahead and put this back on like that. And it fits on there really, really well. I will notice, since this figure does have to have a helmet that fits over another head sculpt, the helmets are going to be slightly different. This one is a little wider because it does have to fit an actual head sculpt underneath. So, and for me, I think, oh, let me get my camera to focus here. I think this newer one feels a little more proportionate. That could just be me. just because I feel like there's an actual head under there. I feel like if he had a head sculpted under there, it'd be really, really little. So I don't know, which do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer the helmet of this newer one or this older one right here? How are the proportions to you guys? Feel free to let me know in the comments, but still, I think this is a really cool figure, man, and I really do enjoy it. Okay, so his accessories, we get his standard pistol, which looks really nice. I do love the silver paint of that and the brown handle, looking really good, and we've seen this several times before, so it's really, really nice. And it does, of course, holster right here in his little side holster, like so. I have noticed this peg that holds in like that, it does not stay in there as good as I would like. I noticed when I'm posing him around, it pops off fairly easily, and I haven't had that problem with other versions of the Mandalorian here. This is the first one that's not holding all that great, so it might just be me. It might be just my figure. I don't know. Hopefully it's not a universal thing, but it just does not. It stays in there very loosely, so I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, it's just a little problem I have. I hate when things don't close like that. So anyways, we also do get his long blaster rifle, sniper rifle, tuning fork, laser weapon here, which I think is so dope. This is really, really cool. Love the way that looks. And you can peg it into the little back peg right here with a little bandolier strap going through like that. This thing, and I don't know about you guys, but I have all the Mandalorian figures, all the Djarin figures, and that thing just does not hold as well as I would like. It'll stay on there, but man, when I'm posing them around, it pops off super easy. So it kind of still has the same issue with this. So I wish there was a better way to peg that in or hold it closer around his back, because I love this weapon. I love the way it looks on his back. I just wish there was a better way to achieve that look. This time around, you can remove his helmet, and then you can actually remove his cape like that, because getting this on there with the helmet on is really tough, and you're going to stretch this out too much, so you're going to want to take that helmet off to remove this. This time we do get a backpack, or a jetpack I should say, with the 3 pegs like this. Plug that into the back right there, and there you go. Now he does have a jetpack like so, which is really cool, because now Din does, he is able to fly with his particular armor, so I love that. And that's really cool. Now this also gives the option, which is again why I actually wanted both figures. I want to display one of these with the cape and then one with the jetpack. So you can achieve both looks with that, which is really cool for me. And I was hoping, man, I was really hoping we'd get like the more little rolled up cape that he has when he has the jetpack on, because he still has his cape on, but it's just kind of like curled up. I wish they had made that for this particular figure, since this is a deluxe. I think that'd be really cool. So I might have to try and find someone who's making a third-party version of that cape while he still has his jetpack on. So very cool. I still love the way that looks. This time we also do get that little tracker device, which is awesome. I love this thing. I'm so little, so I'm going to try my best to do this with my big fat fingers. But that looks really cool, man. I love that little tracking device. I think it's a cool little accessory and a nice little bonus for us to have that. So that's really cool. We also do get some Beskar. I think that's really awesome, man. We got 5 of these little Beskar plates right here, which are really nice. And you can see it does have the Imperial logo. I love the little texture on that, so that's really awesome. So here's some cool little Beskar plates to give to the armorer to, you know, make some Mandalorian armor, which I think is super dope. So I love that, man. Again, he comes with a good amount of stuff. Again, this is a more deluxe figure, which I'm happy about. The only thing I really wish is that, again, he came with that little side cape for wearing the jetpack, but other than that, everything he does come with is pretty awesome. And next up, we have Grogu. Yes, Grogu is his name, not Baby Yoda, not the child no longer. He is Grogu. Now, I think that is a perfect type of name for this Yoda species. I think it works great, and this is totally Grogu, dude. I love it. I love it. I will never go back to Baby Yoda or the child. He is Grogu, so this is awesome. Now, this is actually different from the single release that we received before. His whole coat right here, whatever you want to call it, is actually sculpted in that position, so you cannot move his arms. Where this one had little ball joints for the arms, you can move them up and down and around. This one has sculpted sleeves like that. You can still move the hands around. That's a little tricky, but they are on little ball pegs, so you can move those around. And the head itself is on a ball peg, so that still moves around. And then the feet are just sculpted and painted, where this one were on little ball pegs, which was unnecessary for this one. I mean, he's pretty much going to be standing there. You're not going to really move the feet all around all that much. So this works fine. I really have no problem with that. But again, this is going to be in a static pose. Also, the face sculpts, or the head sculpts, do seem to be the same, just with slightly different paint jobs. But still looks really cool. And I do like this one a lot because he has his hand in that like force wielding position. So I think that's really, really cool. But one great thing is we finally get his pod. Now, his pod is something that I wanted from the get-go. I was really hoping he'd come with his pod when this guy just got released by himself. That would have been perfect. You do get a clear little stand that you can just peg into the bottom like that, so it looks like he's hovering around, which is great. The pod itself looks fantastic. I love the sculpt of this. I wish it was a little more shinier on the gray here. It looks a little more gray than the actual metal. This like rusty or like pale gold right here looks really nice, so I love that. And then the interior of it looks really good too. Fully painted and sculpted. I really dig the way this came out. Now, he does fit in here. You can kind of stand him up like that if you want to. You can also kind of lay him down like so. Just get him in there like that. And then you could get the little lid, which is a separate piece, and the shell, and just cover it like that. And then you can have him kind of hovering around next to Mando, so I think is really cool. Now, it is a little awkward if you want to have him in there. He's constantly force wielding like that. I don't know. That's just me. It doesn't. I don't like him wielding the force like that when he's just chilling in his pod. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the standard release and have him kick it in there in the pod like that, because I just think he looks a little more relaxed in there, and then have this one off to the side, like standing up next to the Mando. You know what I mean? Just like that, wielding the force. I think that looks a little better. So chances are, I'm gonna have him chilling in the pod. Plus, this one you can actually put the arms down, and he actually kind of rests in the pod a little better. So I think I'm going to use this guy for the actual pod, and I can totally see this pod alone being the reason why people buy this deluxe set, for this reason alone, since this is the first time, and this is the only time we're actually getting it in the Black Series. So yeah, I can see people buying it just for that. But still, very cool getting a new little Grogu. I love Grogu. I think he's awesome. And dude, how awesome would it be if this guy just becomes a totally badass force-wielding Mandalorian in the future? I think that would be so cool. Okay, so let's run down the articulation very quickly here. So without the helmet, you get a lot of good motion here. The neck peg is on a ball joint separately from the actual head. So you get a lot of motion there, which is really nice. Left and right, up and down, and pivot side to side. Even with the helmet on like so, you still get a lot of good motion. So I love how much motion there actually is in there. Arms go full 360, up and out that far. No butterfly joint. We get a bend at the elbow, single bend like so. Rotation at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. You do get a ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around, does turn left and right, pivot side to side, crunches back and forth, and everything you need to do. Swivel left and right, yes. Hip joints can kick forward that far, back not so much. Splits all the way out that far, and that thing came unpegged like I was telling you about. Rotation in that upper thigh when that's really, really tight. There it is in there. Double jointed knees that work very nicely. Nothing at the boot. Ankles go up, down, and a very good ankle rocker. So overall, I'm very happy with this. Again, I know this might not be for everybody. It is somewhat of a repack with a little bit of bonus accessories. Again, I can see most people just wanting the pod mainly. I'm just all in when it comes to these Mandalorian type of characters and figures, so I had to have both. I'm okay with the unhelmeted head sculpt. I don't think it looks as bad as people make it out to be. Plus, we get a new Grogu. I'm all about getting a new Grogu. So I think this is a great set, and in my opinion, a definite must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a couple other Mandalorian figures from my collection. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Din Djarin and Grogu 2-pack. Now overall, I think this is a really cool set for those that maybe missed out on the first release of Mando and his Beskar armor, and that missed out on the first release of Grogu. I think this is a really cool 2-pack with bonus accessories, and yes, that unhelmeted head sculpt isn't perfect, but in my opinion, it's not terrible. It looks still pretty good. I love the articulation, the sculpt and paint are gorgeous, and I really dig all the extra accessories like that tracker and that Beskar. That's really awesome. But man, I love the fact that we're getting Grogu with his pod. That thing is something we've been wanting since the beginning, and I'm so glad we finally got it. I think this is a great and really fun set and will look awesome in any of your collections. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.